get it, I guess. Okay, so it's recording.
So hello everyone and welcome to the Student Action on Saskatchewan Water Attitudes competition. This webinar is for the follow-up survey and we can get started. So the Safe Drinking Water Foundation has been a registered charity since 1998. We have been actively focused on water quality issues in Canada. Since 2001, the Safe Drinking Water Foundation has been providing schools with the materials and support necessary to educate young Canadians about water quality issues through the distribution of its water kits. There is our website down below if you would like to know more information or order kits from the Safe Drinking Water Foundation. So now that you've done your initial survey and educated the community, you will find out what they have learned by having them complete a follow-up survey. So the follow-up survey, you will want to be sure to ask the exact same questions that were on your first survey to see how attitudes and behaviors have changed in your community. So you will want to ask the same people who took the first survey and only people who have completed the first survey and were a part of the community education to take the follow-up survey. If someone didn't complete the first survey and did not see any educational materials, then they could participate if you give them the first survey and talk to them about your issue and educate them. And if you allow them some time to change their attitudes and behaviors and have them take the follow-up survey, you can do that as well. Remember, it's important to keep track of everyone who takes the initial survey. It is only possible to see how attitudes have changed if the participants have completed the first survey, learned about the water issue, and completed the follow-up survey. If any of those components are missing, the participants' answers cannot be used. So you might, if you interview different people, you won't get the same kind of data. So thinking about what questions to ask, it's a good idea to ask survey questions that are easy to answer in a few words, such as yes or no questions. They should be specific. For example, do you leave the water running when you brush your teeth? And quantitative. Remember that every group will have different questions depending on your issue. So distributing your survey will be based on how you have kept track of the participants who took the first survey. So you can do things such as send out an email. This will easily allow your survey to be passed around to friends and family. A Google form, if you have a Gmail account, this makes you record the answers of everyone who completes your survey. You can also do a paper copy. So passing out a paper copy will give you a chance to talk to your audience and explain your questions if they are needed. Or you can do face-to-face. You can go up to your friends and ask them the questions and then just write down their answers. And this also allows you to for them to ask any questions about your topic if they have any. So for data, what to do with the answers you get from your survey. You can count all the people who have a certain attitude or action. It's important to think about this when choosing your questions. Can you get a few specific answers to show a difference in attitude? If you ask the same question after your campaign and get a higher percentage, then you know you've changed attitudes. If there's any questions, you can always contact myself, Ashleigh, or Nicole Hancock. And the link below will show you our website as well. So every project must ask the question, where does your water come from? So you'll want to record how many people have the correct response, and the follow-up survey asks this question again at the end of your project and see how the number has changed. So for example, the first survey showed that 60.8% of people had the right answer, but at the end, 90% of people knew where their water came from. The follow-up survey must also ask, where does your water come from? This way you can see if you have successfully educated your community on this topic. Calculate the percentage of people who knew where their water comes from in the first survey, and then see the percentage who knew the source of their drinking water when they completed the follow-up survey, see how it has changed. to get accurate data, you may have to ask questions without telling your audience what your project is. So if people knew that you are trying to get them to conserve water by turning off the tap when they brush their teeth, then they may not exactly tell the truth. And only participants who have taken the first survey can only take the follow-up survey as well. Important data to keep track of: the number of people surveyed, number of people in different age groups surveyed, ages 0 to 24 versus others, how many people are volunteering, and how many teachers and students. These will be important to report on to meet the competition criteria. So you may have to do some calculations depending on what your topic is. So here's an example of some calculations. From the 347 people who completed the initial survey, 229 people correctly answered, "Where does your water come?" So the percentage of correct participants equals 229 correct over 347 in total, which equals to 66%. When asked again in the follow-up survey, 332 out of 347 participants answered correctly. So the percentage of correct participants equals 332 correct over 347 in total. So go up to 96%, and that's how you can see how attitudes have changed from the initial survey to the follow-up survey. And you might have to do other calculations as well. So here's an example of calculating water usage and conservation. So a participant looks up information about their shower head and learns that it flows 190 US gallons per hour. If they shower for 10 minutes, how many liters of water are used? So water used equals 190 US gallons over an hour times 3.79 liters over 1 US gallon times 1 hour over 60 minutes times 10 minutes equals 120 liters. If they limit their showers to 7 minutes, how many liters of water are conserved? So water used equals 190 US gallons over an hour times 3.79 liters over 1 US gallon times 1 hour over 60 minutes times 7 minutes is 84 liters. And as you can see, there's quite a difference there. And the water conserved is 36 liters in total from limiting your shower from 10 minutes to 7 minutes. Again, if there's any questions at any point, you can always contact myself, Ashleigh, or Kent, or Nicole Hancock, and our website is linked below. And at the end, there will be our contact information. If you are unsure about anything or just having questions about calculations or other things that you might need to know. So the competition criteria, this is the competition rubric will judge on quantifiable criteria. So numbers and diversity, community involvement, so volunteers, survey participants, how many people have decided to change their attitudes and actions on water issues, education of people on where their water comes from, how many people knew at the start, how many people more knew after you educated your community, measurable positive impact on Saskatchewan water issues. So how many liters of water will be saved each day? How many square meters of internal surface have been depaved? How many water conserving devices have been installed? Inclusion of photos and videos of students taking action in their community as well. So final reports, a reminder that final reports will be due February 15th at 11:59 p.m. The link for the form report submissions are here, and detailed information on report requirements can be found on our website at safewater.org/student action competition. Remember, it's not only water conservation that's important. We also need to have safe drinking water, and that's what this competition helps you recognize. And so questions to consider are: what are some of the causes of water pollution? Who uses water before it comes to your home? What needs to happen for water to be drinkable? Those are some questions to consider as well. If there's any questions, please ask myself, Ashleigh Arcan, or Nicole Hancock. If you are unsure about anything or just like to discuss your ideas or have any questions about your follow-up survey or the final report as well. So thank you all for joining today, and thank you to RBC for help funding this project. Our next webinar will focus on writing your final report, which would be the end of the project, and it is set for February 11th at 1 p.m. Recordings of the webinars and the PowerPoint presentations will be available on our website at www.safe.org Student Action Competition in case there is a day you cannot attend the webinar or something else comes up. If there's any questions at all, here is the contact information for myself, Ashleigh, or Nicole. Our number is 306-934-0389, and our email is there as well as our website if you want to know any more information. Thank you.